So here we go again with another episode of Community Storytelling. I'm Lissa Kreisler. This one's going to be fun because I have with me the former mayor of Los Gatos, Marico Sayoc. I love your name.
Thank you.
It took me a while to learn how to say it. I don't know why. It's just spelled just the way. And I have a piece of paper with me because I want to read what Kelly Duvall said when she nominated Marico. And this is how it works. You nominate, like Kelly did, you nominate at KCAT.org, and you tell us something wonderful about the person, and then we put the person on. But Kelly's was just so sweet about Marico. I've got to share it. I'd like to nominate Marico Sayoc to be interviewed for a segment on community storytelling. Marico is such an asset to Los Gatos. She has been actively involved in Los Gatos for years, always giving so much of herself and her time for the betterment of our community. It's embarrassing, isn't it, reading these things? Currently winding down a year as the mayor of Los Gatos, because we got this a little bit ago. Marico is an outstanding leader who brings a level head, passion for our town, a sense of fairness, clear communication, a desire to understand and find solutions, and an open mind to all that she does. Los Gatos is lucky to have her. And Los Gatos has not lost you. You're just not mayor anymore.
Exactly.
How long are you on town council for?
We are elected for 4-year terms, and this is the end of my 3rd year. So I have 1 more year.
The end of your 3rd year, 1 year, and then you can run for re-election.
Correct.
And is it fabulous pay?
It's fabulous pay.
So how much is that fabulous
Actually, contrary to what people believe, it is not much. It's $200 a month.
Whether you're mayor or town council.
Exactly. And the funniest thing is recently I was here at the high school talking to some government students, and one kid had this quizzical look on his face, and he finally had the nerve to ask, and he just said, well, so are you on welfare? Because I think that's welfare about.
I think so too. And how many hours do you think you put in?
Easily at least 40.
So
some weeks more, some weeks even more.
So how are you eating? And can you file for unemployment now? Hopefully your husband makes a good salary.
My husband does. And my husband's incredibly supportive, as are the kids, because I'm constantly away.
So, yes, you put your whole life on hold when you're mayor. Now, I don't think town council members spend that much.
Just with any job, you put as much as you want into it. But definitely as the mayor, there's a little bit more responsibility. You're the spokesperson for the town. But I love it.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was an I told myself, I'm going to do this right. So I just went all out.
So when you were a little girl playing with your Barbie dolls, I hope you played with Barbie dolls, because they were my whole life. And, you know, I would act out what my life would be. Did you think you were going to be a mayor of a town?
Actually, no. You know, I had a very unusual life. My dad was in the Navy, so we were always on the go. And so we lived on naval bases.
I bet.
There was no mayor of a naval base. So I didn't really understand what a mayor was until I studied U.S. government and what that was all about.
Now, how did you end up in Los Gatos?
So in 2005, I just had my 2nd child. My husband and I, we were in Washington, D.C., and we knew we wanted a more family-friendly environment. And we decided on California. He was commuting. He had a lot of work here.
Is he in government?
No, he's in public relations for tech.
Right.
And we had some family in California, and we both said, let's try California. I did my undergraduate here. And we visited towns, and immediately we fell in love with Los Gatos.
And your kids are how old now?
So I have a 15-year-old as well as a 12-year-old.
Are they both at Los Gatos High School?
So a sophomore at Los Gatos High and a 7th grader at Fisher.
And are you allowed to walk on campus while they're there?
I do give her warning.
Oh, your daughter. Your son doesn't care yet. He will next year. He will next year.
Oh, exactly. Just so that shock of why are you on my territory isn't there.
So what was this 1 year like as mayor? What was wonderful about it? What was...
So the same thing that's wonderful can also be sometimes difficult.
So true.
It's in a small town, the goal is to know everyone, right? And to serve everyone. And so I really made an effort to be out in the community.
How many residents are there?
There's about 32,000.
You couldn't meet 32,000 in 1 year?
No. But then you do lose your sense of privacy. Yes. And I think that was the hardest part.
I know all about that.
Yes.
I know all about that.
Yes.
And do you have like a favorite moment that you can remember? And it's got to be hard to ask you a question like that.
You know, I don't necessarily have the single most favorite moment. Probably when I was sworn in, my son swore me in.
Which is on your Facebook page.
It is. And during my campaign, but my entire family, they were walking precincts with me. But he really took to it. He was at every single campaign meeting. He was strategizing with us. On election night, he was watching the precinct maps and studying where we were doing well.
He was 9 then.
Yeah. So
9.
it was incredible to watch this experience that was happening in our living room that he can relate to as a child. So that was really incredible. That was an incredible
And your
moment.
daughter was talking to her girlfriends or what?
She was equally involved, but to a different degree.
I want to give her equal time.
Exactly,
here.
exactly, to a different degree. And in all fairness, I did ask both of them, but he volunteered.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
And is there a lot of ribbon cutting and things like that?
There should be more.
Well,
we should be having more businesses open.
And where would you put these more businesses?
Well, that is the dilemma, right?
Yeah.
Where would we put them, and what kind of? And we should focus on the quality of businesses that we already have.
Yeah.
But it's been fun because we truly meet the local business owners that they tell their stories of why they opened and why they chose Los Gatos. And like you said, there's a fantastic story with everyone.
There really is. And I remember your campaign pledge. I don't know if it was for mayor because you're appointed or nominated by the previous mayor. You wanted to have an inclusive government that enables all the wonderful residents of Los Gatos to share their kindness, their compassion, and their respect.
Yes.
Am I close?
That was very good.
And did it happen?
It did. This was a difficult year for a lot of people. I mean, there's just a lot of turmoil. And so I hope a year of reflection that we were able to show that regardless of what's happening in the world and the country, you have your town and you have your community, and we should really be the ones that stand for each other. And that's the message I've been constantly promoting, whether you're a resident, whether you're a visitor, whether you're a business person. A community should be watching each other. We got your back.
That's right. It's the community you should be able to count on.
Absolutely.
And I think you can in Los Gatos. I love coming here. I love doing this show. And I'm one of those wannabes. I want to be in Los Gatos so badly. But I love when you walk into the stores or the restaurants. The owner is there.
Right.
The owner is there.
Right.
And they want to help you, and you start talking, and the next thing you know, okay, let's go have some coffee.
Exactly.
Or a glass of wine.
And everyone has their favorite spot, and so you walk in, it's like the Cheers of the old day or the coffee shop of friends.
Yes.
Everyone has their favorite boutique or favorite coffee shop or favorite trail.
Yes.
But that's what makes it so unique, is you can find a place for anyone.
And I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you about your favorites, because you have an election to worry about another year.
And there's so much to choose from, right?
There really is. There really is. Oh my gosh. So tell me some stories that probably some of us don't know. I know you're a crazy lady.
Yeah.
You like to have fun.
I love to have fun.
I mean, I know there is that one time you went and did this, and oh my gosh, you know what happened, or something like that. There's got to be a story.
Well, there's always stories, but for me, I love parties, and so that was the big thing with our town staff, was let's really focus on community events this year. And guess what? July 4th, we had our first time closing downtown Santa Cruz. I mean, that was a big deal. But the community came out. We had our first red, white, and blue block party, and then soon after that, we had several more that summer. So it's just the little things, and I've been known to crash a couple parties.
Oh yeah? Okay.
So,
can we crash yours? Do you give a lot of parties?
This year I have not, because I'm always in town hall, but it's a goal to go back to them.
So when you have a party, what do you like to serve?
What do I like to serve? So lots of food.
Okay,
so I
good
think,
so far.
just with any other, my family always has the more food, the better. More food, more drink, and more laughter.
Yes.
I like having.
You could invite me. I could sneak right in. You wouldn't even realize.
Or if not, we'll crash parties together.
I'm in for that. What other crazy things do you like to do?
What else? I loved being outdoors. So I love trying new things. This summer, there was a big, Santa Clara County had a challenge to hike the 7 trails, and then you get a free T-shirt. So I enlisted I'm about to finish my 7th.
Are you kidding? I did one. Ken Yeager, County Supervisor Ken Yeager. He invited me out. It was for the second walk, and it was Joseph Grant Park. And he said it's not the easiest walk, but it's also not the hardest. It was 3.5 miles. I made it, and we shot a video while we were doing it. And I was so proud, and I said to him, I'm going to do them all. I didn't do any more.
Well, you have till December 15. I have one more to go.
Which one do you still have to do?
It's the one out on the East Bay. I think off of near Mount Hamilton.
Oh, was that the one I did? The Grant? Did you do Grant Ranch?
I did Grant Ranch.
I think it was Grant Park or something.
I mean, it's amazing. There were all these parks I'd never visit.
That's so true.
And that's the purpose, right?
You want the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You want the T-shirt.
I like the swag.
Yeah. Well, okay, now you mentioned swag. Tell me some good swag you've gotten this past year.
Unfortunately not.
Because you can't accept anything?
I cannot accept anything.
Even if it's swag?
Not really, unless it's swag that everyone in the, that's invited gets.
Oh my
so
gosh.
At the Chamber of Commerce, the Linda Lester pens.
I
could have accepted it, but someone stole mine.
I hope you're not looking at me. They were left on the table. I was not going to let those good pens go
and it was my fault for talking too much.
So I met you at the Terraces.
Yes.
It was the annual event where they honor, what is the official
name? Seniors of Recognition.
The Seniors of Recognition. Thank you. I had such a good time. But then when they introduced me to you and said you were mayor, I said, really? How old are you? How old are you? And I think you told me.
Yes, I'm 46.
I mean, so what do you do next?
So what do I do next? Actually, I'm excited because after you step down from mayor, you're still in council.
Right.
You have a little bit more free time. And this year I've been really thinking of what can I do next that really helps. Basically, I like to help. I like to solve problems. And
you were on the planning commission for years and years.
Yes. And prior to that, I've always been in public policy. So I like challenges. I like figuring out solutions.
And you're an environmentalist.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I've gone in a completely different field. I'm now working for Unity Care. I just joined their executive team. And our goal is to provide better services for foster youth and their families.
So I know Andre Chapman real well.
Okay.
I've helped him out over there. I used to MC his event until he moved on.
So he is now my boss.
Oh my gosh. Well, tell him who you know and let's see.
Okay.
They do, Unity Care is a wonderful organization and Linda Lester's involved with Unity Care.
Exactly.
Well, what isn't Linda Lester
So isn't it a
involved
small
in?
world?
It is a small world.
It is a small world.
That's why I would always tell my girls growing up, I had my radio name, which is Kreisler, my maiden name, and then our family name. And I always said, okay, you share that family name with me. You better not misbehave because I don't want anybody to know we have the same last name. So you better stay out of trouble. It worked.
It does.
It worked. It worked.
I do that all the time with my kids. The police know you. Please be careful.
Yes, they do. Yes. But I've seen pictures of your kids and I know they don't get in any kind of trouble.
No, we have great kids.
So that's wonderful. You're going to get involved in nonprofits and of course you're still involved with the town.
Exactly.
You'll probably run for re-election.
We'll see. I mean, it's amazing how much can happen in a year. And so I never close doors, but I have things in mind, but I always know each day can bring something different.
So you're not going to give me a scoop, okay?
So I'm not going to give you a scoop,
whatever.
Not yet.
We haven't been serious at all, really.
Okay.
So anything, is there one thing you kind of wanted to get done this year that you didn't get done?
There's always lots of things.
Yeah.
And with public policy, you always shoot for the long term. I mean, ultimately, you're working to create policy and you have to look for the long term. So there are things that we worked on this year that infrastructure, right?
Yes.
And we have been fixing roads, and we have a master plan so that makes our town more bikeable, more friendly. But there's still traffic. That was a problem that we didn't fix.
But you did help a lot.
We try.
Some of the beach traffic you have been able to keep out.
And it just takes effort. And really what I want to share with a lot of people is that it takes effort from all of us. It's not just your 5 council members, it's not your mayor, but it does require just the entire community looking for different ideas on how to solve traffic, or looking at different ideas to think about how to bring people into town to shop locally and really look at the beauty we have in our own town without going elsewhere.
You have a lot.
Yeah.
You have a lot here, that's for sure. So what are you going to do? You're done as mayor. You're on the town council. You got a few extra hours every day. You're at Unity Care.
I am.
But shopping? Are you into shopping?
I do. I do have a weakness for shoes, and
as do I.
It's been fun showing off different shoes at a council meeting. But I have not tripped during a council meeting, so I'm quite proud of that fact.
No, I'm trying to think. You know, I think I did trip once while I was emceeing an event, but I caught myself. It was like I meant to do that moment.
Yeah.
You know, and you just laugh about it.
Exactly.
You just laugh about it.
Exactly. And lots of things have happened along the year that I just laugh off.
Yes.
Because, right, we're human.
Yes, and pretty soon you'll have to start thinking about colleges.
Yes.
You know, so you'll have a little more time to do that with your daughter.
Exactly. And so I'm looking forward. There's a chapter each, and I've finished one chapter, and I'm opening a next chapter.
Does everybody know you went to Cal?
No, I don't know. So
Yeah.
go Bears.
Yeah, go Bears.
I did my undergraduate at Cal and then graduate school at Duke, which brought me, on both sides of the coast.
Yeah, so obviously very smart.
Well,
very
thank you.
smart, very
Thank
intelligent. You are a delight. I mean,
thank
I really,
you.
and I'm sure many people in Los Gatos felt this way, where they could just hang out with you. You know, we could go meet at Terry Hope's place or something, and have a cup of coffee.
Exactly.
In fact, why don't we do that?
We will.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So there you have it, community storytelling at its best by the former mayor of Los Gatos, Marico Sayoc. Could you be the next community storyteller? I think so. And do what Kelly Duvall did. Go to kcat.org and do a nomination. And thank you so much for being with us today at KCAT TV 15. We're going shopping for shoes.